Hey guys, I'm going to review Tomb Raider 3 today, and I'm really excited for this review. As most of you know, Tomb Raider 3 is my favorite game in the series, so let's get started. Tomb Raider 3 Adventures of Lara Croft was released in 1998 and was the third best-selling Tomb Raider game to date, with approximately 5.9 million units worldwide. We embark on a new adventure with Lara as she travels to 5 different locations around the globe, seeking out 4 meteorite stones that give the possessor supernatural powers. Plot-wise, it isn't the strongest in the series and is rather simplistic, but doesn't really have an impact on the game as a whole, since gameplay is what really made the game fantastic. There are a total of 20 levels and 1 bonus level. As with the previous 2 Tomb Raider games, we have the option of visiting Lara's mansion to practice our skills and learn the controls for new moves. Her mansion has been upgraded and major changes include a quad bike course in place of her hedge maze, a huge aquarium in her basement where her treasures used to be, and a new trophy room upstairs. There are hidden switches, pickups, and timed runs which make her entire house enjoyable to explore. She has a full-size gym where her ballroom used to be, and it's a great way to practice Lara's old moves as well as new ones, crawling, monkey swinging, and sprinting. Let's get to the good part, the actual gameplay. We begin our adventure deep in the jungle somewhere in India. If not already obvious from playing through Lara's mansion, fans will certainly appreciate the upgraded graphics. The scenery is stunning and immediately we get that feeling of solitude. As we begin our descent down the steep slope in front, players will have to be on the ball to avoid spike traps and rolling boulders. There are a ton of hidden items in this level, which makes it great fun to explore every inch of the jungle. Baddie-wise, we come across monkeys, tigers, and piranhas. The catch with the monkeys is they won't attack Lara unless you shoot at them first. The tigers are extremely fast and a fun baddie to take down. The piranhas, if you fall into the water, you're as good as fish food, so avoid them altogether. There are tons of spike traps laying around from the start of the level to the end, so watch out for those, and especially the timed moving spike wall trap. There are plenty of tigers to keep you on your toes as you progress through the level, and one of the best highlights is ziplining across the water, avoiding a ton of piranha. Another great trap that is new to the series is Quicksand, so if you feel yourself sinking, better get moving. The level concludes with a cutscene where Lara agrees to help look for the other meteorite pieces after she meets with Dr. Willard, a soon-to-be big problem. Overall, this was a great way to begin the game with one difficult timed run and a good introduction to the story. The following level, Temple Ruins, is loaded with exploring and harder challenges. The designers made good use of lighting effects at the start of the level, perfectly concealing cobras in the grass that can give you a good startle if you're not expecting them. What makes this level golden is how non-linear the level was designed. From the moment the level begins, there are really 3 main areas you can explore immediately, and the raider and all of us will be itching to get going and looking around. I absolutely loved being able to climb up the trees to find hidden pickups and get better views of the amazing scenery. The scenery is a continuation from the first level, but the water is more impressive and huge waterfalls are a nice addition. The real highlight of this level is the introduction of a new baddie, a massive statue with 6 swords. While he doesn't move too quickly, the threat of the swords make this baddie very intimidating. The best part is he's fairly easy to kill so long as you keep moving. I thought it was neat it could protect itself, and overall a very cool baddie. Other enjoyable highlights of this level were random hidden rolling boulders, blades, and of course the piranha, which clearly have a serious beef with Lara. Anyone wish we could have shot them? Considering the poor girl never eats during her adventures, some piranha sushi could have been tasty. River Ganges, the 3rd level, is simply awesome. After an exciting cutscene, our eyeballs instantly turn to a green-colored quad bike sitting behind a waterfall. What more of an invite do we need? If you haven't already been practicing on the quad in Lara's racetrack, you'll be able to enjoy the quad for a good chunk of this level. River Ganges is a fun level filled with quicksand, tunnels, big jumps, deep pits, and yes, more piranha and monkeys. What I enjoyed most about this level was the perfect mix of using the quad and trekking on foot. In some areas, we have to ditch the quad to collect keys and explore rooms inaccessible by the bike, but we were always able to pick up the quad and continue. The bike handles flawlessly throughout the level, and I know we all had a blast driving recklessly through the tunnels and driving over cobras and monkeys. The final level in India, Caves of Kalia, has a layout we have yet to see so far in the Tomb Raider series, a massive maze. We start the level in a dark tunnel with a creepy soundtrack. Flares are golden as we explore the maze, and watch out, there are a ton of hidden cobras waiting to strike at Lara. Anyone get a good scare during this level? What's cool about the maze is it's made up of several levels, which makes it harder. Overall, this level is fairly linear, but there are tons of pickups to find, which makes it fun and a good level to finish off the section with. One of the best parts of the level is the Cobra Pit. You know what I'm talking about. Finally making progress through the maze, we drop into a pitch black room. If the hissing hasn't given it away, a flare will. This room is loaded with cobras, and if dodging them in the dark isn't hard enough, let's throw in some rolling boulders and crazy music out of nowhere. Afraid of snakes? Probably best to break out the big guns and get it over with. Once you get through the maze, we slide down a slope and meet up with the first boss of the game, Tony. He looks pretty harmless until he starts hurling fire at Lara, and you've got to get moving to avoid catching on fire. This is a fun baddie and not too difficult so long as you keep maneuvering around the room avoiding the toxic liquid. Good thing Lara built that assault course. After the India section is complete, we're shown a screen with an interactive globe. This is new. Now we get to decide where we want to travel to next, and our choices are South Pacific, Nevada, or London. How awesome is this? I remember the first time I played this game, I thought it was the coolest idea. How about we start with Nevada for this video? We get quite the scenery change from India as the level starts deep in the Nevada desert. Lara's had a change of outfit, and she's now in blue army pants and a cropped top. Immediately, we're met by vultures and rattlesnakes. Perfect. The scenery is stunning and it's very bright, which is a nice change from India's dark jungle. As with the other levels, there are a ton of hidden secrets and pickups which are fun to find. You'll notice early on there's a lot of barbed wire laying around, so watch your footing around that. This level, I think, has the prettiest scenery in the entire game, and once you reach the main area of the level with a huge waterfall, ledges, and a gigantic pool of water, I think you'll agree. Every single time I've played this level, I always like to do a running jump and do a swan dive into the water. This has to be the best spot in the game to achieve a few rolls on the way down, so it's definitely recommended to take a dip before continuing. There are tons of waterfalls and currents, and the level has ample baddies with more rattlesnakes, vultures, and workmen to keep us busy while we collect keys, change water levels, and blow up rocks. At the end of the level, we get our hands on yet another quad bike, this time decked out in a desert theme, but we don't get to drive it for long as Lara gets a little too excited and crashes the bike right into a federal compound. Oops. A cool stunt nonetheless, and an awesome way to end the level. The fence surrounding the compound that originally housed the quad is also a nice touch, not literally, and offers a cool challenge of turning off the current to get the bike out to end the level. The next level, High Security Compound, aka Lara's Busted, should feel reminiscent from the past games as Lara's weapons have been confiscated. There has been some discrepancy with the Nevada section specifically because of this level. If you've played other sections like London or South Pacific before Nevada, your ammo and supplies that you may have been saving would go to waste. There have been quite a few debates as to whether or not the designers should have allowed players to choose this area last, which left some players angry. I think it was a great choice. It makes the game more realistic. Lara wouldn't have known this would have happened and could have just as easily picked up any of the other areas to explore first. Also, the game is not impossible to finish if you choose Nevada last. Okay, back to the level. Lara isn't completely weaponless, as she's got some help. As soon as you can break out of the cell, convenient buttons on the outside of the other cells will release prisoners who are fuming mad. Lucky for us, they'll beat up and kill the military police that are patrolling the compound. Pretty sweet. This is an incredibly fun level, and as you progress through the compound, you'll get pass cards from our dead friends and gain deeper access. The layout of the compound is fun to explore, and there are several traps that keep everything interesting. Best of all, the prisoners not only help eliminate threats, they open doors to allow Lara to continue. The best part of the level is getting our stealth on and avoiding one of the MPs when there aren't any prisoners around. The compound is full of laser traps, mounted guns, burners, fans, barbed wire, and military police dogs. Yikes. I loved the high-tech look and feel for this level, and I always have loads of fun turning the laser traps on the guards. The absolute best part of this level is when we finally get our pistols back. First time I played, I had a serious case of trigger finger happy fingers. I think it was the perfect amount of gameplay without weapons. Also, the music in this level is one of the best soundtracks in the series. It fits the level and atmosphere perfectly and rewards you in all the right places. The ending music is the best when you have the pistols back and go on a killing spree. Lara is rewarded with a cold drink when the level ends and gets to grab a quick rest before the next level. The last level in the Nevada section, Area 51, is definitely a highlight. The level begins with Lara exiting the truck, already inside Area 51. If it's this easy to get in, sign me up. The level is loaded with lasers, moving lasers, and MPs with even bigger guns. We get our hands on the Mp5 Submachine Gun early on, which is new in the series and definitely awesome. You get that feeling of stealth again as you have to surpass laser traps and time your movements carefully. Also, the guards seem to be more on edge and react much faster if they spot Lara, and will activate more laser traps. Prisoners make another appearance in this level, which I found a bit odd, but they are still useful in eliminating some of the MPs. You've got to be extra careful not to shoot them this time, as we've got weapons again. Instead of finding keys as in previous levels, code discs take their place, which you have to insert in computer terminals to unlock doors. These definitely give the complex a nice high-tech feel. As you make your way deeper into the complex, the security is much tighter with tons of MPs, more lasers, and mounted guns. Luckily for us, the prisoners are willing to continue helping and can take out a nice number of baddies for us. The highlight of the level is when we finally reach the real core of the complex and enter into a hallway with a massive glass room in the center, housing a spaceship. Of course, our first instinct is to get inside and take a look. Watch out for several laser traps on the floor as you make your way around the hallway. Just beyond the spaceship is a room that is pitch black. Once we find another code disc, we can turn on the lights and gain access to the room, revealing that Area 51 is in fact housing aliens. We can feast our eyes on the specimen on one of the tables before moving on. Another nice surprise is one of the secrets, gaining access to the killer whale tank and enjoying a nice swim while collecting a power-up crystal. Nevada is the only section in the game that doesn't have a boss, but the level ends with a nice reward, finally gaining access to the spaceship and being able to look around. The lighting is creepy and there are a few MPs guarding the ship. Have you ever wondered how long they've been locked in that thing? The level ends when Lara retrieves the next artifact.